guys, it's Marissa with Little House Living. Today I am finally giving you guys a tour of our root cellar. We've been working on this for the past year and a half. We thought it was going to be a pretty simple project and it turned out to be a little bit more than we thought, but we're really happy with the result and it's been working really well for us. So come on inside and I will give you a tour of our root cellar. So we have the root cellar in the side of a hill here. It's topped with about 2 or 3 feet worth of backfill right now. We need to add a little bit more this summer, but as you can see, it is cold and wintry here today. I think it's about 10 degrees. So we'll head inside and we'll see what the temperature is in there and give you a tour. So this is the entryway to the root cellar, and we did this so that the actual cellar part can be back as far as it could be. So this entryway is about 4 feet wide and about 10 feet long. See if I can get this down to the ground here. So we've got gravel down here in the ground, and that just kind of helps keep it dry in here. Any moisture that we bring in just kind of seeps into the gravel. There's no floor in this entryway part. Inside of the entryway is rough cut wood, but over the top of this is steel. And if you check out my blog post with all of the details on how we built this, you can see all of the pictures. So I will make sure that I link that below. So this is the inner door to the root cellar. The actual root cellar itself is a 2,500 gallon concrete cistern. So there we've got the door open. I was in here earlier. It's kind of messy on the floor. It was originally intended to be a cistern. We obviously had to cut the concrete to make this door in it. But the actual cistern itself, it would hold 2,500 gallons of water. Measurements are roughly 6 feet wide by 10 feet long. So in here we've got some pretty basic shelves that we put up. We just used some extra rough cut lumber that we had, and we have these concrete blocks everywhere all over the property, so we used those. The wood is spaced apart. You can kind of see that there's a gap in the wood, and that's just to provide some extra airflow throughout the produce. Nothing in here is stored super perfectly. We just didn't have time to do that before winter got here. So basically we've got this as like an extra fridge right now, but it's working extremely well. Even though maybe storage conditions aren't perfectly ideal, at least storage containers conditions in here have been pretty good. So let's dig in deeper and I'll show you what we've got in here. Okay, so these are some oranges that we've had stored in here. They're not stored in anything special, but they are the stem and leaf tangerines. And we've had them stored in here for probably it's been longer than 2 months now, so probably maybe 3 months about. And the leaves are still green. We ate these for supper the other night and they're still just as fresh as they were as when we got them. So it's definitely working pretty well in here. These are some little like dessert pears, and they came all wrapped up like this, so we just went ahead and left them so they're not really touching each other. And they've stored, let's see, these were from early December and it's mid-January now, so it's pretty good. These are just some potatoes. We don't have a lot of potatoes in storage right now. We don't tend to use a lot of potatoes, so I've got a little bit of those in here, and then over here I do have some these are white sweet potatoes. These have been in here for oh boy, I don't even know. At least probably 4 months, if not longer than that now. We've got lots of winter squash that stores really well. We've got some more winter squash up here and some more pie pumpkins. These are some more oranges that we've had in here. I think these are actually older than the ones with the leaves on them. So they've been in here a long time, but we keep getting those out for breakfast. They're really good. Oranges was something I had no idea that I could store in a root cellar. I don't feel like that's like a common item, but when we made this root cellar, we just kind of wanted to try it out because I feel like everyone is different, and so it's working for us so far. All right, so down here we've got lots of spaghetti squash. I did grow a couple this year. I had some volunteer plants, but then someone gave us a whole bunch, so we have lots of spaghetti squash. And then down here we've got a bunch of cabbage, and cabbage stores super well in here. When we come to get it, we just pick off a couple of these outer leaves, and it's really good, crisp, and the flavor is still really good. What are you doing? Huh? Okay, back here you can see this is where the air comes in. So this is a PVC pipe that goes all the way, it goes out, this is at the bottom, and then it goes all the way up on the outside of the tank and then stands several feet above the ground. So that is where the fresh air comes in. And you can see sometimes a little bit of moisture comes in too, but not enough where it's really a big deal. And then over here, this would be the top of the cistern, like the lid where you would take it off to put water in or check the water. So we took off the original thing that was up here, the original concrete cover, because it was just a solid one, and we bought this one, and this has a hole in it and with PVC pipe that comes out, and you can't see it, but we have a filter over the top of that. And this kind of, so what this does in here is the gases that are put off by the stuff that's in here, they kind of come up and then they collect in here and then they head on out because we've got fresh air coming in down here, and then this would be kind of the exhaust area up here. So that is how the root cellar maintains its temperature and keeps from freezing, and then keeps the humidity in here. So far we haven't had to do anything else. We do keep this in here, and it's always been, so far this winter, it's been between 32 and 40 degrees. It didn't stay this cool in the summer, of course, but so far that's good, and that's exactly what we wanted at. I've got the door open right now, so that's kind of bumping down the humidity, but normally the humidity is about at 85%, which is optimal for root cellar. So I bought this wire shelf, and it came with all these bins, which I thought were super cool, and I have nothing in them because I just find them super annoying, so they will probably find a different home. I do have a couple pairs in here. These are several months old and they are ripe now, so we need to probably eat those. And then this is some pineapple. Pineapple was another thing I didn't know that you could store in a root cellar. But this is a new batch of pineapple. This one's only maybe 2 weeks old. But we had some pineapple in here and it's stored for over 2 months, which is really good because normally when I get a pineapple and put it on my counter, it only lasts a couple days. So we found that that's something that we can keep for a really long time in here. What are you eating? Hey. I have some broccoli in here right now. This is not long-term storage. We just got a big load of this with our bulk foods co-op the other day or last week, and I just haven't dealt with it yet. But this stuff is headed for the freezer in the freeze dryer. But this stores as this is utilized as an extra fridge right now, so that's why that's hanging out in here. And then we've got some onions, and there's nothing below this right now. And then in here I've got some apples. These are new. I got a case from our bulk foods co-op. We just decided that for now we're just going to leave them in here. They have all these nice dividers. They're not touching each other, which is exactly what you want when you store apples in the root cellar. So we just decided to leave them, and we're saving these as we get them to store apples for future years when we get them and when we finally grow them on our trees. So, and then these crates, we get these when we order produce a lot of the times from our bulk foods co-op. They're really cool because they're collapsible, so they store flat. They usually have like stuff like beets, and they've had corn and stuff inside. But I thought that these were really nice. I really like having some of this plastic stuff in here because it's really easy to clean if this stuff would go bad. So yeah, so this is our root cellar. Come here, Katie. It's not very big. It's about 6 feet across by 10 feet long. We don't have to do a lot of maintenance to it now that it's set up. You can see the floor gets kind of dirty. Katie thinks she needs to bring her sticks in here. And, but since it's concrete on the floor, all I have to do is sweep it and it cleans it up. Oh, I guess there's some more apples down here. These apples are really old and we're trying to get them used up. But other than that, that is a tour of our root cellar. And I'll just back up here so you can see. So total, the root cellar is about 20 feet deep here because we've got about 10 feet of entryway and then 10 feet into the root cellar. It's buried, I would guess, about 3 feet underground at this time. We want to add some more dirt on top of it next year. We just ran out of time this year. Hey, let's not eat that in here. Come here, come out. But so far it's working really good for the purpose that it's intended for. We are excited this summer to develop it more, to do more long-term storage things in here, like keep stuff in sawdust or the sand or things like that. So, but otherwise, so far this year, it's worked really good. It's maintained its temperature. It's kept things for months and months. We've had really good luck with storing things out here and we really enjoy it. Alright, so that was a tour of our root cellar. Like I said, we're really enjoying it so far and it's been working really well for us. It's been really cold here this winter. We had several weeks where it was just in the teens or much less than that and below zero, and it's still maintained above 32 degrees in the root cellar, so we're really happy with that so far. I would like to do an additional blog post and video at some point of properly storing stuff in the root cellar. Hopefully we will get there this summer and we can get everything set up and looking good in there. But I hope you enjoyed this tour, and if there's any questions that you have or anything else that you want to see, just let me know in the comments. I'll talk to you guys later.